Hi, this is Tim back with you for a Thursday, and we're kind of on the backside of a cold front here in Texas. We've got some mild polar air coming down from Oklahoma here, and we're just recycling some footage here. So let's take a look at the current map here. And yeah, we do have the live cam set up, so we'll try to make some more use of that soon, and hopefully have a weather chart cam here soon. Okay, here's what we're looking at for this evening. Frontal system in the northeast, right there in Pennsylvania, and a trailing cold front down into the southeast U.S. and the western Gulf. Back behind it, very mild air. Lots of 40s and 50s trailing in behind that cold front. This is driven by this 1030 millibar high. It's a good idea to look at the intensities whenever you see these cold fronts come in. 1030 millibars is about an average cold front. 1040 is getting fairly strong, and 1050 is what we get with some of the coldest outbreaks in the winter. Looking out west, we've also got a Pacific system out there. There it is coming into the San Joaquin Valley. Out ahead of it, southerly flow out in southern Nevada and the southern California deserts, and up north some very stormy weather there in Oregon and Washington. Taking a look at the other charts, let's grab that here. All right, there we go. And I'll take a look and make sure our audio is looking good tonight. Sounds better tonight. Yeah, I had to mess around with the mixing board here. Let's see here. Got Fun with Tech and Sue M, Jeff Krob, Mike Estwick, Adam Davis, Sue M saying it looks pretty bad in England. Yeah, we'll try to go over and check that out too. Mike Estwick on light rail. Wow, it's amazing how we're all interconnected like that. People out on a train right now watching the weathercast. Mr. Manlet, 35 degrees there in Mr. Manlet. I'm trying to remember. I can't recall where you live there. Erica Baker, Coffeyville, Kansas, low 50s. Mike Estwick reporting the audio sounds better. Mr. Manlet, analyze the big system. Got a link there on chat. Beaver Cleaver is here, and Electric Dog, or Beware Cleaver. Jeff Krob mentioning the GOES S launch. Excellent. Glad to hear that orbit is in progress there with GOES S. And I think that is the second of the new GOES satellites, if I'm not mistaken. Mike Esther reporting 46 in Denver. Shirley Keast, hello. Tree Nelson is here, and Megan John. Not John Megan, but Megan John, reporting 27 degrees there in Minnesota. Excellent. Okay, so here's our system coming into the San Joaquin Valley. Let me switch over to my preview monitor. Okay, so you can see that coming in there. A little bit of stratiform rain area coming into the Stockton and Fresno area. And let's take a look at, let's see, what would be good to look at, I think. Where's the Cape? Yeah, let's take a look at the most unstable Cape. Typically, we find most of the severe weather in California to be behind these stratiform systems. So we would be looking at this region back in here. So if we have a cold core low moving over that area, especially during the afternoon, we want to kind of pay close attention to that, since that's where some of the brief tornadoes and hail tends to be observed. Okay, we do have a little bit of instability there. The most unstable Cape values reporting up to 250. They're around Napa County up to Redding and Red Bluff. So a little bit of severe weather there in that region tonight. Okay, elsewhere, let's check out the thermal structure of the atmosphere. And we do that with the INSEP GFS panel. There it is. And you can see a lot of cold air off the northwest coast still. And we looked a little bit at that yesterday, and we're kind of intensifying the thermal contrast right there off the Northern California coast. Some very good baroclinicity in that area. So that's a pretty good case to make for a cold front, somewhere right there. And then warm front, I guess that would be maybe something like that. So we may want to look at some other products for that. And then down in the Gulf Coast, there's our front, pretty easy to find. Looks like we have support for a warm front in the Carolinas. You can see a little bit of banding right there in the thickness lines. And then back behind it, we've also got a baroclinic high. And that's what we've got right there. And by baroclinic, we mean thermal advection has taken place on this side. Warm advection. Southerly winds there in Denver and Cheyenne, Scottsbluff up to Rapid City. And on the other side, we have our cold advection. And there it is right there. So, your baroclinic highs, they tend to have advection on either side, and your barotropic highs, which are, let's see, there's a fairly decent one here, kind of as a ridge. Not very much baroclinicity with that. Okay, elsewhere, I guess we can take a look at a sounding. We'll start out with Fort Worth. There's the sounding from Fort Worth, so a lot of dry air above 5,000 all the way up to 30,000. And we've got a little bit of warm air aloft right in that region there, so probably a ridge aloft out to the west. So we'll look for that on the upper air charts. Very strong flow aloft, indicating that we're in a baroclinic region. High tropopause indicating that we have some warm air in this region. The column overall is kind of warm. And low level wind flow here showing northerly, 25 knots there at about 5,000 feet. So some cold air advection coming in that we see right there. So it looks like a little bit of cold air coming in the low levels, but aloft, all this is indicating that we're probably going to rapidly turn around the air mass over the next day or two. Okay, there's what our satellite photo looks like this evening. You can see a definite baroclinic structure to all this. So I'll just kind of go over that. Let me see if I can move this a little bit. And you can kind of see a kind of like development of that baroclinic leaf right here. See what I'm sketching over, and that trails back to the surface low, and this right here, that's the deformation zone of that system right there. So kind of a comet cloud. See that right there. And then overlaid on top of that is some jet stream clouds right there. little bit of a lift with that. So best location for a jet, probably something like that right there. Then the cold core low, it's going to be in this area right here, Ohio, or maybe eastern Indiana. And then the actual fronts, best location for those, I would be thinking maybe something like that, or maybe a little further along. And then this out here, this is definitely an occluded system. Okay, one additional look at chat. A lot of discussion going on there. David Holcomb there asking about AWIPS. Yeah, I tried AWIPS Cave also, and it's a dog. I don't know what the issue is, or if they just don't have enough funding for it, but yeah, some of the products load, but the wind plots are not there, and it doesn't seem like they're really addressing that, so I actually removed that also. It's really too bad. Ryan reporting flights delayed in the Northeast there. A little discussion about programs in the different Weather Service offices. And wind grids, of course, there. Jeff Krob there, the author of Wind Grids. And yeah, we're going to have to give Megidus a run here soon. All right, let's look at the water vapor imagery. I'll give you one last look at that. This is our weather center here. So getting the sound baffling up, so that's probably helping out some of the audio here. There we go. There's the water vapor imagery. And pretty good low there offshore. You can pretty much identify exactly where that is. Here's our Pacific system. Whoop. And you can definitely see what looks like the subtropical jet off to the south. See that very strong difference here between what looks like subsidence and ascent right there. So the jet is likely going to be right in between that, and then the polar front jet somewhere back in here. Okay, we'll go ahead and head to the forecast since we don't have a whole lot going on here right now. I guess I can take a look at England. Let's see what's going on there. I have to generate a sector for England. So I'll take that north a bit. And zoom that in. Okay, it's still cold, definitely very blustery. Got sustained 30 winds right here around Liverpool. London 32, warmed up a little bit of snow in the Berkshires there around Swindon, and then up towards Yorkshire, 28 degrees, 32 up near Newcastle, and snow showers all the way up to the northern Scottish coast right there. And looks like a little bit of freezing rain there, Northern Ireland around Belfast, and down to Dublin also, getting a little bit of sleet in that area. So, yeah, looks pretty inclement, very strong convection, and picking up a lot of moisture out over the North Sea, out in this area right here, very unstable pattern. Okay, going forward, let's look at the pattern on the GFS. See what we're looking at here. I think this is old data. Okay. That's weird. Looks like all of this is old. It's probably because I saved the bookmark. Let's see, what are we going to do? Hang in there a second. It's probably going to, our stream may be up and down a little bit. I'm going to get at least some of these charts in, because I don't want to give you a forecast based off of yesterday's data. Okay, yeah, we're losing frames. Damn it.